Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another weekly podcast and review. I'm Dion and today I'm going to go through the Aussie dollar. I'm going to be reviewing my trades over the past week on my FTMO terminal. So this is something new. You guys are going to see the insights to all my trading, all the statistics. It's pretty much the most open and plain I can be with my trading. So we'll go through that. And for my forecast, I'm setting up like this new sort of way I'm going to be trying to plan and execute throughout the week. So I'll get into that after. But for now, let's get into my FTMO terminal and I'll show you guys how I've been trading. So this is my equity curve. If you've been watching my FTMO Let's Go, then you know that I am currently in a small drawdown. Currently 4%. My last update, I think I was saying I was like 5% or 5.5% down. But yeah, currently I'm 4% down, which means I need about 9%. So I need to make 9% in about a month. You can see here, this is when my FTMO ends. But that's not too bad considering I could bank in about 12-13% in less than 2 weeks. So I performed pretty well on my challenge. My verification, not so much. Had a big downfall. Started experimenting with a few things over here, learning my mistakes, trying to figure out what was going wrong. And once I did, then I started making my way back up. So it's not doing too bad. I'm not concerned about it whatsoever. Like I have complete confidence in my plan and myself. So yeah, I'm gonna let it play out. These are my trading objectives. You can see pretty much minimum trading days, max loss on the daily, and max loss in general. They allow you to lose $500 per day or up to that amount, but I didn't even get half of that. My max loss in a day was about 1.7%. Max loss in total was about 6.4%, which is close to the 10, but that's all good. I saved myself from that. The only thing I haven't passed at the moment is the profit target. So you can see I need $500 profit. I'm currently minus 400. That's why I got the 9% because, you know, $900 is 9% of the 10,000 that I have. So yeah, let's get into the more statistics-based stuff. So my current equity, 9.6 instead of 10, that's where the minus 400 is. I feel like I don't need to explain that, but I like this sort of stuff here. My average profit is about 48 or 47 US dollars, and my average loss is about 30. So clearly when I win, I am winning more than when I lose. That's what is important to me, but the next two things that are important is the win rate and like the risk to reward pretty much. So my win rate is only it's close to 30%. If you do the maths, if I'm winning just say 1 out of every 3, and this is how much I win, this is how much I lose, you can pretty much figure out if I'm profitable or not based on this month's results. I don't really like this. I would much rather my average profit to be a lot higher. 1.5 is not good enough. I feel like I want this number to be at least 3, because then that would mean, you know, for if I'm losing $10, then every profit I make is about 30. So that would be much nicer instead of this 1.5. I want to bump this number up. The win rate, it's not doing as well as last month. Last month it was around the 70%. So yeah, with trading, you don't necessarily need this to be very high though. Just pretty much what's important is that you're winning more than you're losing on average, and that you're winning at a high enough rate where the profits are going to eat up the losses and give you more. Now, a good example of that is this. I did lose 4 trades here, but then I won 1 trade. And this 1 trade wiped out all the losses plus decent amount of profits for that. So this was 200, but I lost out. If you can see here, this is my entire trading history of the month, by the way. So feel free to look through that if you want. I'm not going to go through all the pages because they're not important. What's important is what's been happening here. So let's see, last week started on the 7th. So yeah, didn't trade very much last week. So we'll say, yeah, right here, this is the 7th here. So from here and above, yeah, minus 10. So here is a bit more than 0.5%, but then I won that back here, won an extra 1.5%, and then lost 0.5%. So it was a decent week. You can see last week too wasn't, it was kind of rough. It started picking up towards the end, but still not where I would like it to be. But yeah, that's pretty much a very clear look into my FTMO terminal. You can see everything pretty much. This is how I'm currently trading. I'm not blowing smoke anywhere. Like, I'm not trying to trick anyone or convince anyone of anything. This is my results. Judge it. Make your opinions. Anyways, let's get into the forecast now. So I have this chart drawn up. I'm going to briefly explain it just so it makes a little bit more sense to you. So if you're subscribed to my channel and you've been watching my weekly forecast and reviews and everything, then you would be familiar with the red boxes being the main levels, these orange ones being just like minor or medium like support and resistance, and then my trend lines being trend lines. I have this green over here. This is the 0.18, the 0.81. This is my major target, and I'll show you why. If we head over to the weekly, you would see there was strong resistance there was a strong resistance 3 times to this area. So I feel like price is eventually going to make its way up to this key level and decide it might crack back down for a strong retracement before pushing up, making a bullish impulsive move, or it might just, you know, crack through in general. But that's pretty much why it's my target. Price has wicked here before. It's where it has been last. So I am aiming for 0.81 for, yeah, the medium to long term. Yeah, more medium, not long term. Main level here. Now I started drawing this trend line. Pretty much what my charts looked like was, it was like this. So I like trend lines a lot, and since price is moving upwards, I am really concerned more about the support than the resistance, because the support is where price is going to come to next before it makes its push upwards. And since it is overall a bullish market right now, I am more interested in the upward, like the bullish moves. If I'm more concentrated in the resistance, then I'm looking more for like a breaks of that. But I don't really like trading breaks of these sort of channels to the upside. I just know how I like to trade, so I stay away from it. Anyways, I saw this. And I know that in a channel, usually the support and the resistance run parallel. So what I did was I just copied this over like that, found the high, put it up there. Now I could have put this here, or I could have put it here, like this, or even there because it touched there. For me, because the second high hasn't really, like the second touch hasn't really been formed, we don't know where it's going to stop. So I put it all the way at the top here first, and then see, it may reach this, it may not. If it doesn't, then I can move it down if it respects these two here. So I can adjust it. But for now, I'm putting this here. There's another reason why I'm putting it there. So if you see here, this is the big impulsive movement. Then there was the retracement. Now it's coming for its impulsive movement, then the retracement. Now this general rule of thumb I usually go by is I usually find the length of an impulsive move. So by drawing this vertical stick up here, so from the bottom to the top, that's pretty much how many pips it moved up. Now I move this over to the next start of the impulsive move. So we can see here, the impulsive move is starting here. And look at the target here. So now I'll draw a horizontal ray across, delete that. And I use that as a target level. So I'll shift this over to like here, so it's lined up flush. So that's my target level. I've got 2. I've got 1 because I feel like if price is forming a channel, it's going to come up and touch the resistance. Also, I've copied the move from the last impulsive move, like the amount of pips, and copied that directly over because history, price repeats itself. It tends to do that. Same like if price is moving within channels, if you just copy the length of one channel and chuck it on top and do that, you'll find that those are the prices where price likes to come to before it consolidates, breaks, retouches, does any of that. Same thing with these impulsive moves. So now we have a small like intersection here. This is confluence, but confluence, I don't know, it's got 2 confluences as to why this could be where price is heading to next. Now, will it happen right here? I don't know, it could. Or it could happen if you shift price over to the right. So it could happen anywhere along here. Or simply what price action is telling me is it could end up here, so that's what I'm going with. I'm not trying to be biased with anything or assume where it's going. But this is where it's telling me it will go or could go. So how do I plan to use this as a part of my, you know, weekly plan thing I was talking to you guys about? Oh, actually quickly before I forget, this thing, 0.5 fib D support, what that means is that this area is a 0.5 Fibonacci retracement area, so the 50%, and it's also a level of support. If you go into the daily, You can see here what was a resistance has become support, and it has touched in the past before. It was also resistance here, and it was support over here. So it is a fairly strong support resistance key level, I guess. So that's why I haven't marked up, because price doesn't need to go up. If it forms lower lows and lower highs, and if it decides to break this major zone and decides to break this trend line here, then we can see a move to the downside. But where is it going to go? To where price was last. And that's why I decided here. But guess what? Look what makes sense, right? This was the last major high. Price is starting to make lower highs and lower lows. So there is a possibility that it could crack down. If we draw up a Fibonacci level from the bottom to the top of the impulsive move, look here, 50%. It lines up exactly with this support right here. So I feel like that's a significant thing, and that's how I like to aim for my targets when I find confluences like that. So that's why I have this drawn up too. Have my profit target, have my potential sell, which also lines up with the it's a support in the Fibonacci. So that's clean. So how do I plan to use this information to plan next week's trades? Well, first of all, I'm going to label this because I want this to tell me clearly. Like, okay, so it's potential along target, and it's about 0.79, wait, yeah, 0.794, I'm pretty sure, 0.794. So yeah, that's where we're going. Now we'll just line this up as well. Should have just done it. Yep, something like that. So now everything's very clear to me. There's no crap on the charts. Like, I know, hey, major key level, channel that price could potentially follow. This is where it could go if it's going long. This is where it could go if it breaks this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to screenshot this, head over to my weekly plan area of my verification stage on my OneNote. So now I have this printed out as well as this. I'm going to crop this later. But now how I'm going to document my trades is I'm going to do before and afters. But I'm going to document them right here below. So pretty much when I go to document a trade, and if I find a nice entry, I'm going to put it down here like that. But of course, since this is right here, I'm going to be like, oh, hey, what was my clear idea at the beginning of the week? It was that price is forming this channel. So if I decide to make impulsive trades or anything like greed-based, fear-based, emotionally based in general, I'll post the before shot up here and be like, hey, does this actually align with what was happening, like, or what I was thinking was going to happen at the beginning of the week? Now, keep in mind, things can change. So the bias of the market can always change and come against me. But it's very important that I do have at least the major stuff drawn out here so that it's very easy to identify, you know, my potential longs, potential shorts. But yeah, I want to put my weekly bias at the beginning, and then I'm going to start putting my before and my after, and then journaling why, like what were my confluences to enter, what were my confluences to exit, what were my actual reasons, like were there fundamentals, what was I thinking about this trade, not just the technical confluences. And then also I want to journal how I was feeling during certain movements of the trade. Do I start getting nervous when price is retracing? Do I get nervous when certain levels get broken? And then after, when the whole trade's done, I'm going to post my after. And pretty much that's just going to show like, hey, where did I exit and why? And I do want to keep log of that trade and be like, hey, what does happen the week after? Did it continue in my direction? If I was to hold out this trade, where was price, you know, retracing to? Where were some good places to keep my stop losses instead? Pretty much it's a reflection. And I want to like create a fat stack of these every week, so that I feel like this is the best way to analyze my trades. And that's what I'm going to do, because I feel like this is really going to significantly improve the quality of my trades, because I have been slack with my journaling and stuff, because I want to journal it digitally, I want to journal it on paper. It's a little bit too much, so I want to keep it all in one place, keep it simple and very effective. So that's what I'm doing. Anyways, that brings us to the end of this week's weekly forecast and review. I hope you enjoyed it. I went into a lot more depth and detail, I feel like, this week. So if you enjoyed that, hit the thumbs up. I hope that I brought you guys some more value. If you trade the Aussie dollar, then awesome. I'm not saying that this is what will happen, like, you know, trade your own plan and stuff. This is just like my ideas. This is my trading ideas. This is how I plan to trade. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments or whatever, drop them in the comment section below. I am currently working on 1 or 2 videos which a subscriber has requested. So if you do want to see certain videos, then please tell me and I will try my best to get around to it and post a video for you. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna edit this, get it out to you guys. Yeah, good luck for the trading week ahead and enjoy yourself. Catch you in the next one.